So there's a construct in Luna, the teleplay that I'm writing, called Golden City. And it is an interesting topic because it is where the ascended masters, the adepts, go to socialize after hours, away from regular society, because it's a mix now of both people who are waking up and have phenomenon and abilities, and people who are still part of the general collective that are also awakening more slowly and are not exhibiting signs of big phenomenon yet. So it's interesting from the perspective of having gone through this experience on Earth, and all of the New Age airy fairy about what happens to you when you produce great phenomenon, and really uh, weird things that weird people out, as like the cessation of aging, where they get upset. If you're born in 1965 and haven't had any kind of facelift, but you still look very, very young, where they get upset and they don't understand and they sit stuck. And how can it be? How can it be? And it's their stuck cortex program they have to rewire, which happens when you study blue matrix. And it is also lifestyle things that I chose to do. Like I said, I wore sunscreen. I didn't consume a lot of pornography or foods that are not nourishing the body, the biological matrix, who burns a lot of calories and uh, is glowing at a higher rate with the golden humanity kicking in, when I focus. And then it needs good quality foods, right? And different things like that. So I do take care of myself. And so therefore I look nice. And there's a lot of different components to this, of course, and studying. So what happens though is you feel like you're out of the regular flow of life. So I had a really weird experience. I mean, they sort of fed me the opposite of this for a while, where in case of it, instead of making anything magical, they made it super difficult and delayed and held up tons of things for me. So I had even worse experiences than plebeian humans who haven't studied anything. So it was very, very daunting, because, of course, we focus to make everything flow very, very smoothly without really interfering too much in people's lives. What I find is, if I do my petit cafe and I focus and I go somewhere, people are usually happy, joyous, and I get really good services and things go very, very smoothly. And it's sort of a lightly magical day where there's just happiness and an ease of things getting accomplished. When the ETs bungle it up and make everybody NDE'd in order to give me bad service, this is where I have, ooh, do. Can you please check the sanity levels in the sky? Because that isn't really what it's supposed to do. And apparently, some people sent me those experiences who are upset that I had any kind of gall, that I would be any kind of a magical type of person who had any kind of magical experience, and I didn't deserve it. And I looked too pretty and young. So they sent me really bad experiences. And otherwise, 9 out of 10, I have very nice experiences in the world. So it is when so it usually, this does not happen. Usually you study and you have magical, fantastic life, really good. The first thing that happens is you don't get sick as much, then you don't age as much, then you have more joyfulness, and then you have better fortune from your focus. We don't usually have anything sabotaging to change it or to take it away. So I didn't want that to confuse people who are learning the energy science of blue matrix energetics, because it is really magical. And it's like all those movies where you watch magical things happening with heroes and little fairy godmothers and all this. Then you come back home and you say, oh God, back to normal life, I wish this was true. And in the end you find out that it is from your own divine observer. It can create magical things when it focuses. It makes life very, very fun. And even children get to participate with Le Petit Soleil. So I can hardly wait for the Wars in the Skies to end, because it is so much fun, the Blue Matrix energetics study and practice. It really is fun, and you get to be magical every day. And I had about a year of this, where I was sitting doing my Merkaba every day, and things were flowing smoothly. And I had just divorced, and I had my 2 children, and we were renting a really nice home. And I was having cool phenomenon and experiences happening, and then the intimidation started. So everything kind of got, we all got kidnapped to do different things, right? So, so that's been like year 11 now, or 12. So uh, we're kind of hoping that things let go soon, so that we can have a nice life and a nice experience with some progress and evolution. So, from that perspective, usually when you're a part of the collective that starts to have the phenomenon and experience, we're sort of in the background, yet we stand out because we're very vibrant, and we have a different way of looking at the world because we have opened in the brain and awakened more. So we see solutions all the time where people are in their jobs doing them. They don't have those solutions built in to their system yet. So we're sort of like, okay, and we write a few letters, and and some things get enacted, some things don't. But it's really all you can do. You cannot, you cannot be a bully and sit there and uh, I have found personally that part of our problems are too much fighting and bullying. And I didn't want to participate. I wanted people to study and be magical and just to sit and focus and to slowly watch the world change and improve, just like it did in Andromeda and other places. And they said they were giving people the same message I'm giving you about 100,000 years ago in some places where they live. And so it's ironic because we are still a strong part of society after an ascension that produces results in the body where we do not need to eat anymore. And that means they can rip your heart out, rip your liver out, and you're still walking around and you're alive. And it isn't a ship on life support. Okay, it would scare most people, but that's what happens to us because the mind looks and somehow compensate. I don't even know how it does it. It just compensates, and you're walking and they heal you, and you're back, but you don't lose space time. And it's been very interesting through the intimidation because I've definitely been put through the test about this, which the Andromedans know. And I didn't like people hiding and doing it to me and attacking me because I felt like there was almost someone out there that wanted to murder me. So it's been more exciting than I wanted in weird ways that I don't like. And so for the people who study the Matrix, I hope that they have a nice experience where people are kind to them and appreciative of their presence in the world as light unto the world, to others all around us, to make a greater, more fun reality for everybody, and to add to the workplace and to add to the family and to add to the community, which is really what it was conceived for, to help to improve the world that I live in, that I share with other people. That's what Matrix does. And it makes better content in movies too. We have really cool ones coming from my writing. So concepts like Golden City were a place in Luna TV show that are really cool because it's where the Adept Masters converge and share phenomenon and do phenomenon and talk about ways that society will be improved through their little business community that they're planning, with all kinds of little things that they're doing that go outside of the parameters of the average person, but they are, through Luna Magazine, acclimatizing people through their stories to being open minded to accepting certain things changing. And it's about 10 years in the future. So even the governments have progressed 10 years beyond where we are today. And so exciting things are on the precipice and are starting to occur. So it is a projection that I feel is possible, especially for young people who learn blue matrix energetics and have very elastic DNA and can really do things. Even older people, they study and they stop aging. So they may be like 49 to 58, they found. They stop aging. They're not getting older, they're not getting younger yet, but they have stopped aging. And they're watching them because they're doing very, very well. So there is that kind of progress possible also. And the Starlight State information and Blue Matrix energetics, which is really what Starlight State information is Blue Matrix energetics information woven into the block. Uh, it has things to observe in order to be able to accommodate that. And there's still people when I videotape lining to me incorrectly. They want someone to hear, and they don't realize that if I'm taping, it will grind their brain if I'm speaking at the same time it's lining. So they shouldn't do that. Okay, I've mentioned this in another video, and we would appreciate if people would remember and maybe write it down if they forget, because it's kind of been done a few times too many. And through my videos, I am a kind, peaceful person that relays information. I'm not rude and I don't attack others. So we would like the same consideration of blue matrix energetics that we give to other people. It shows a level of maturity and responsibility in the community that is sorely lacking in the attitudes of some people who are violent, bold, and are very, very unpleasant and behave as if they know everything, and then they spend all day apologizing to authority and other people. Maybe we could get more done if some of those people would grow up, take responsibility for their hostility, aggression, and violence without grinding other people's brains and then trying to lay blame on the person taping. All right, so um, you see, I look forward to the day when I can just tape and not have these kinds of explanations and interjections because it means society's back to normal without people at large who would largely be imprisoned for violence, maim, and assault, and a lack of caring of our laws. And we have come a long way, since Agamemnon, and we don't really want to go back there. So the Greek euphemism is please be kind to people on earth who are participating in higher consciousness study. We were not put here as pawns or lambs to slaughter or to make forced Christs out of them for some religious propagation that you call some sort of a other organization or whatever you're doing. We would like to be respected as adept masters who know phenomenon and were able to share information. Some of us who are trained as Blue Matrix instructors. With people, we show kindness, compassion, a huge amount of patience. We're one of the most patient group on the planet, they said about Blue Matrix people who study. We have so much patience, we will sit and talk to someone all day about things they've done incorrectly so that we don't have the office in an absolute mess of spacecraft running incorrectly because of somebody's ego going off or whatever it is. So we have done that, and I would like to say that if others do their due diligence and contribute productively to the planet and harmoniously instead of waging war all the time, perhaps we will be able to tend to them with more kindness as well, because what comes around goes around. So you guys have a great evening.